Hi, hello, hey, how you doing? Welcome to my channel. My name is Shania, I am 26, I live in the Pacific Northwest, and on this channel I like to talk about my life, my finances, my faith, and getting through life authentically as an adult. I'm learning, you're learning, maybe. At some point we all realize that none of us actually know what's going on here. So today I wanted to talk about my no-buy year in 2024 that was a colossal failure. Colossal, massive, of ridiculous proportions. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being a failure, or at least failing in this way. And so today I'm here to reflect on that, share my hopes and dreams for 2025, and maybe laugh a little bit along the way, who knows. But without further ado, let's get into this video. So what happened? I had grand plans for 2024 and what it would entail. I had just started a second job in November, December of 2023. So my income was looking like I was gonna have extra of it. And I had plans to do a TMJ treatment, and that's why I got a second job. And I had set out with these hopes and dreams. I wrote out all of the rules, what I could buy, what I couldn't buy, what was like in the middle, you know, a green light, a yellow light, and a red light list, if you will. And I even made a video. I made a YouTube video. It's the one that coincidentally has the most views on this channel. I will link it in the cards above. And it's titled something like My No-Buy Year. 2024 no-buy, something like that. I'll link it, don't worry about it. But you should check it out because then you can see how much of a colossal failure I was, in fact. So my entire life I've struggled with clenching, grinding, and headaches, things associated with that. And I found a doctor who, I was referred to a doctor by somebody else who had seen him, and he specializes in TMJ things, and he is one of like 2 doctors in the country that does this particular type of TMJ treatment. Basically, I have like, it doesn't matter. I knew I was gonna be doing that treatment, and I knew it was gonna cost a lot of money, so I got a second job. And I worked that second job until about May or June. Around that time, I also found out that my counterpart at my full-time job, which I'm a youth pastor, I work at a church, I found out that my counterpart was leaving right as the summer is starting. So my roommate, who also works at the church and is also my best friend, we have like a triple type of relationship. She said, hey, I think that you should quit your second job. You're not that fun to be around. You're exhausted. You're gonna burn out. And now that this person's leaving, you're gonna need to focus on just the one job. And I looked at her and I said, you know what? I think you're right. I really think you're right. So I quit that job in June, and my coworker left at the beginning of July. So life was about to get crazy because summer is the busiest time for me in my role. I was going into it by myself, and I was also doing this TMJ treatment that I was still paying for, but graciously my roommate offered to loan me the money to pay my monthly payments, and I'll pay her back over time. So in that, we have like major change in health, major change in work, and it was kind of a survival mode. moment. And when you're in survival mode, that is not the time to try to be a brand new person or to try to overhaul your life or to get down on yourself for not being able to stick to a goal that if you tried to stick to it was going to be more harmful than it is helpful. So I evaluated where I was at, my mental health, my spiritual health, my physical health, all things considered, and I decided to pivot. It wasn't necessarily like a conscious decision, it kind of happened slowly over time, but I was committed to not feeling shame about not doing my no-buy or like failing at my no-buy. I turned 26 this year, or in 2024. I am not the same size as I was when I was 22. And my body has matured in a lot of ways. I also have celiac disease, which affects my digestive tract. And because of all those things, my body has changed. And so I had a lot of clothes that I have outgrown, and I needed to buy things that fit my body. Sure, could I have gone without things, but I didn't have a pair of jeans that fit. I did not have a singular pair of jeans that fit my body. And so I needed to buy more. And I think that is okay. Rather than trying so hard to stick to my no-buy and being so rigid and not giving myself grace in a situation where, quite frankly, I needed it. I needed to be soft with myself. And so any semblance of this no-buy kind of went out the window, and now I'm here. Other health things happened this year. I had a surgery. I got a chiropractic evaluation and realized that my body is really jacked up in more ways than I even knew. And so a lot of my money went toward health and clothes to fit my actual body. So that's the backstory. That's how I feel. So what's next? Well, I would love to tell you. Looking into 2025, I didn't want to set a New Year's resolution. I'm not a goals-oriented person, and I'm not a challenge-based person either. I think this is another thing that kind of went poorly with my no-buy. I am not an all-or-nothing person. I am not a person that if you look at me and you say, oh, I bet you can't, I'll be like, oh yeah, let me prove you wrong. Not that person. I like to say I am competitive, but not in the way that you think. I don't need to win. Sometimes I'll pick somebody that can't win, that needs to lose, but I don't need to win. I can help somebody else win, and that's fine. I almost dropped my computer. And so, because I'm not a challenge-based person, I thought, I need a way to grow that isn't challenge-based. That's not goal-oriented necessarily, because a goal and a challenge kind of feel the same to me. I was watching a creator here on YouTube. Her name is Megan Fox Unlocked. She is a Mennonite mom who lives in Pennsylvania, and I love watching her videos. I think she is a lot of fun, and she just lives so differently to the way that I live. I live in the Pacific Northwest. We have a very different style of living here, and she is a Mennonite mom. She covers her hair. I do not cover my hair. She wears skirts and dresses exclusively. I wear leggings and pants. She is a mom. I'm not married yet, as much as I would like to be. And she was talking about having a word for the year. And having a word for the year is nothing groundbreaking to me. It's something that has always kind of been around as long as I've been on the internet. And I've been on the internet for over a decade at this point. And she was talking, she doesn't share her word for the year, but she does make a vision board and things like that. And she reflects on it at the new year. She reflects on the previous year, and then she shares it with people so that she's not like sharing it ahead of time, but she's reflecting on it. And she was thinking about potentially having stewardship be her word, but she didn't like that it wasn't a pretty word. which I get. And I was thinking, oh, that's actually like a good idea. I've had a word for the year before. It was intentional, or like intention. And when I heard stewardship, I was like, I want that to be my word. I think that's the word for the year. And instead of stewardship being my word for the year, I decided to focus on the word steward. And that's not necessarily like a big difference, but in my head, like, oh, steward. I am stewarding this. I am a good steward, those things. And what I believe as a person who follows Jesus is that God has created each and every one of us in his image, and that the primary job of humans at creation was to be stewards of God's creation. That includes humanity, but it means the ground, the animals, the environment, all the things that God has entrusted into us as humans. And that is just such a bigger outlook on life than focusing on me not buying things. Because that was just a behavior. It didn't get to the root of why I don't want to buy things. And I think I went into it mostly just thinking like, oh, other people are doing a no buy, I want to do a no buy. But this, thinking about it from the lens of stewardship, is going to make my thoughts bigger about why I do something or don't do something. Stewardship involves every aspect of my life. My relationship with God, my relationship with my roommate, my relationship with myself, my relationship with food and with exercise and with the environment and my community and the foods that I choose to eat and where I source those foods, where I choose to buy things from, if I choose to buy things, what the things I'm buying are made out of. All of those things are encompassed in stewardship. And you might be sitting there thinking, okay, cool, Shania. So what? Why does this matter? How are you gonna do it? Are you just gonna, like, steward's your word? What are you gonna do about it? Well, first, I made a vision board. I'm not a vision board person, but I did one this year. Thank you, Pinterest and Canva. And it has been set as the background to my laptop, so I'll see it every day. But I also made a version for my phone around to show you what is on there. It's going to encompass things like, I'm going on a trip this year, or I'm going on 2 trips this year, and I want to focus on my sleep, and I want to focus on moving my body in a way that is, again, in a good relationship with it. It's treating my body well. And I want to challenge myself, I want to invite myself into this habit of, before I do anything, I want to stop, think, pray, and be curious. Is this good stewardship? So before I pick up my phone to scroll on Instagram, is this good stewardship? Before I force myself to do something rather than rest, is that good stewardship? Before I purchase something, is this good stewardship? Before I purchase something on Amazon, is that good stewardship, or could I find it at a local business instead? And hopefully this process of stopping and creating this habit of asking myself, is this good stewardship, will lead me toward a fuller, calmer, more fulfilling year and life, because I think that's a habit that will continue to benefit me throughout my entire adult life. So, steward is the word this year for me. And I would love to know what your word for the year is. You can pop it down below in the comments, and I would love to chat with you about them. Or if you're a person that absolutely doesn't want to do a word for the year, share that too, and share why it's not helpful for you. And if you would like to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is linked in the description. It is _ShaniaLynn_. Would love to have you there. And I can't wait to see you in the next video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Okay, bye, love ya.